When a person show you who the fuck they are, take it and run with it.
Get the biggest Chanel back in the store if you want it. I gave them the drill, they set it up, I got them on it. I bought a new bed, I had the one, so I two-toned them. Taking the drugs, I'm
In
gonna
this season of my life, I highly doubt dating is any part of it. Now, over the course of this year, I'm not gonna say waste, because everything happens for a reason. You live and you learn, and you take from one situation what you will or won't accept within the next. And let me say this. Now, when this year started, I told myself that I was not going to be dating, especially when I'm trying to achieve certain goals. And y'all, like, it's November. And granted, I have achieved a lot of my goals, but I have not achieved some of them as well, that I feel like I would have been a lot further along had I not let the whole romance aspect of my life interfere with it. I'm gonna say that. But here's the thing. Once you start putting other people's feelings, other people's just other people in front of you when it comes down to your mental health, your goals, just everything that you got going on, and that person is always going to put them first every single time, baby, what are you doing? And it's crazy, because it's like, girl, you're 32 years old. You should have been learning this lesson, which granted, I have learned the lesson before. However, I'm the type of person that I don't know, I just be feeling hopeful. I'm one of those who I genuinely love, right? But if it's not for me right now, then cool, it's not for me, and I'm okay with it. And anytime that I pray to God throughout the situation that I was in, he showed me a sign. My feelings got hurt. I might have cried about it. And I'm not even gonna lie, like, every time that I acted on what God showed me, because there's been a time where I should have left everything alone, and I didn't, and I suffer. And again, and I'm not even gonna say suffering now, because I'm cool. Like, I don't feel no type of way. I just you know, I'm cool. Like, I thank God for the lesson. Thank God for getting out of, and it's time to move on with my life, right? And I also feel like sometimes when you're being disobedient to God, some of your blessings can be delayed. When I tell y'all, the exact same day that I released what I needed to release, I got two blessings within a 24-hour time span. And I just really feel like that I've been hindering my own self by being disobedient. When I asked God, okay, show me a sign. Okay, he showed me these signs, and I still did what I wanted to do, because I kept trying to see better in a person than they seen for themselves, or that they care to be, or whatever the case may be. And I have to understand that, baby, everybody ain't meant to be in your life. It's cool. Like, and certain boundaries that I have set on myself, certain things that I've dealt with in the past, baby, I refuse to continuously deal with it. Like, if I didn't accept it in this situation, why would I accept it in the next situation, you know? So as hard as it might be, or at times, like, you know, sometimes I felt like, you know, kind of lonely. At the same time, when you're dealing with a person and you still feeling lonely, like, what, you know? But again, I don't take nothing from I'm not going too deep into details for a reason, because I'm not even that person anymore. Like, I don't even want to put out certain things about my personal life anymore online. I don't even care to do so. It is what it is. But my whole message is basically, when you pray to God and you ask God to give you a certain sign, and you do not act on that sign when he gives it to you, don't keep having to learn that same lesson. Sad to say, like, it never changes. The same lesson that you were taught the first time, you're gonna have to relearn that same lesson, and who knows what might happen the next time that you might have to learn that lesson. So honestly, it's best to, I know saying the whole saying of, like, love yourself, it sounds so cliche, but certain things that I've accepted, it's like, girl, do you even love yourself? Like, you're allowing this, you're allowing that, you ain't speaking up on this to keep the peace. And that was my thing, like, letting certain things slide because of wanting to keep peace. But if my mind not even peaceful, why should I even give a fuck about another person's peace when they don't give a fuck about mine, you know? Just because you care about a person don't mean that they're obligated to do so. Just because you will move a certain way does not mean that person is obligated to do so. And I just really realized this season of my life, I'm just going to let bygones be bygones. I'm just going to continue to do what it is that I need to be doing for myself, my brands. No distractions. I don't want to, and the next person that I do decide to allow into my life on that level, the Lord himself is going to have to come down and tell me this is the one, this is it, because I'm not going to believe it. But at the same time, a lot of time as women, we be seeing the red flags in the beginning. And honestly, I did it week 2, so I can't even really get mad. But we be seeing the red flags in the beginning, but we be giving these people grace. We be making up excuses that the people ain't even told us, like, oh, well, maybe they doing this because of this, or maybe such and such, or maybe no. When a person show you who the fuck they are, take it and run with it. Literally run with it. It might have took me to 32, but I'm learning to love myself more and more. And I realize certain things that I've allowed in the past, it takes me a shorter amount of time to act on them than it used to in the past. And I thank God for that, because I'm not the one, I don't want to spend all of my life I don't want to spend the majority of my life on an emotional roller coaster because I decided to stick around in situations that trigger me. I decided to stick around in situations that didn't make me no type of good, you know. Some people are, I don't even want to say good. Some people are not bad people, but depending on who, I'm just going to leave it alone. But yeah, so I just want to say, if you're a woman or a man, honestly, and you've been struggling with certain things when it comes down to letting people go, putting yourself first, it gets better. I promise it does. Like, I had to learn this exact same situation last year. And I had to release. And granted, last year, I actually was hurt behind the situation. At one point this year, I was, but it, like, after you've seen so much so long, after a person does so much to you, after a person constantly lies about certain things that you've clearly seen with your own eyes, it's like, all right now. And it gets to a point to where you don't even care no more. And honestly, I got there, which is why it was so easy for me to release this time. Because, like, it's like, look, all right, I'm not finna go through this. I'm not finna keep going through this. I'm not finna be the only one to give a fuck. And I'm not gonna beg nobody to do right by me, baby. I'm gonna do right by me. And when God tells me, hey, this is your person, it's gonna be what it is. But I just want to thank y'all so much for watching this video this far, and I'll see y'all in the next video.